Welcome, excuse me. Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. We just recaptured $40,000. Let's freaking go. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. We're also going to be discussing 9 spot Bitcoin ETFs by 100,000 BTC in just 7 days after the launch. That's right. Also, Bitcoin price risked 30,000 over a supercharged inflation, according to the former BitMEX CEO, Arthur Hayes. We'll also be discussing the spot Ethereum ETFs won't need a lawsuit to be approved, according to Hester Pierce, aka Crypto Mom. I'm also going to be sharing Bitcoin ETF inflows have 30x larger impact than the Bitcoin halving, according to Bitcoin OG Adam Back. I'll be revealing why. I'm also going to be sharing with you Bitcoin's journey to $500,000 per coin and why this is likely to occur. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this plus so much more in today's show. Now, welcome, crypto fam. It feels good to see the market back in the green. First and foremost, let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. Greatly appreciate it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Reminder, this is a live and interactive show, so holla at your boy and let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm broadcasting live from Puerto Rico, as I do each and every day. Welcome, Echo Denise. Good to see you. Crypto DGen. We have another great show in the making. Let's get it. Amen. Crypto Cola JV. Cheers to the legend of Melda. Appreciate ya. OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. Digital Dankness. Yeah, this is actually an older hat. I just haven't rocked it in a minute, but I was rocking the red tanks, so I'm like, might as well match, right? Yeah. Ghost Stomper. Welcome, family. Muhammad. Good to see you, fam. Appreciate you guys. Pump the likes to help pump the stream. Bitcoin is up over $1,000 on the day. Everyone was preaching doom and gloom all week, right? People are like, yeah, 30,000, 25,000. I was like, I don't know about all that. Take advantage of the dip because these dips are very short-lived, family, especially considering there is a halving around the corner. Welcome, Silas. Welcome, John Merkel, Florida in the building. Ashley, good to see you. Says loud and clear. Awesome. Good morning from LA. Shout out to Juan Romero. That's an intro. What up, man? Chillin'. You know how I do. Ottoman, JV, welcome, fam. Things are picking back up today. Amen. Fallout forever. Enjoy crypto, best served. Enjoy crypto, best served on the dip. You got that right. Live in Detroit, visiting the Philippines. That's what's up. How long you in the Philippines for, brother Brent? And what brought you out that ways? Let me know. What's up, family? Shout out to Rodolfo Perez. Good to see you. Hello from Canada. Don't lose that hat. Oh, don't worry. It's not going nowhere unless the gnomes get a hold of it. Morning, James Elsey. We loved your hat. Thank you. We appreciate that. I see that. I appreciate that. Never got so many compliments on a hat before. Canada, baby. Shout out to Canada, eh? They even censored my witty comments about the WE. Oh, no way. Yeah, I don't put it past them because we already know there's many gatekeepers of the truth, unfortunately. JV Blessing, shout out John 3:16. One Love fam, we touched our long-term upward sloping trend line. Time to head on up. Amen, Stanley. Amen. Ontario in the building. Crypto Surge. Good morning, JV. Happy to see you on the rainy morning in New York. It was a rainy morning here in Puerto Rico too, but now the sun's out with the rainbows. That's just how it is. What up, fam? Good to see you, Vancouver. 500 G's, eh? Send it. Shout out from Gotham City. Are you chilling with Batman? Bruce Wayne? Enjoy your freedom while you have it, everyone. Amen. Hello from Texas. Shout out Texas. Good to see you. More hat compliments. Thank you. The BlackRock. I love the dips with my bits. Dude, don't say A. I thought it was a Canadian thing, eh? Am I wrong? With all the Bitcoin GBT selling, we are still holding strong at 40,000 bullishes. What? Tell him, Juan. We appreciate that. Yeah, don't let the doom and gloom people get you down. We know crypto is a long-term play, especially Bitcoin in particular. So we're here for the long haul. In fact, how many of you are long-term hodlers? Put a 1 in the live chat. And that means you've been holding Bitcoin, let's say, for at least 100 days. If you've been holding Bitcoin for at least 100 days, put a 1 in the chat. That means you got started in Bitcoin. It could have been 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago, 3 months ago. That would be roughly 90 days, so whatever. But yeah, let me know. I'm curious. Cheers, Flying Tiger. Are you from Canada? Is that why you're telling me to stop? Ash with the A is A. Ashley put a 1. Melda put a 1. Still number 1. That's what's up. We going to 32 because the Saudi cousins have a large buy order there. Oh, snap. Muhammad says we're going to 30. John says 31, 1, 1, 1. 3 streams a day now? No, it's typically 2 unless we do pump watches. Then it would be 3. Sometimes JV does 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. A lot of long-term hodlers. I think it's safe to say 90+% of you guys tuned in are long-term hodlers. So I salute you. Cheers. 2 years sold 0. That's what's up, Gavin. Hodl be thy name. 1 year, 18 months. Word. 111 or 18 months. That's what's up. Bitcoin to 30G says, Josh, do you guys have buy orders at that price level? Let me know. Sup, yo? What up, Baller Bill? One House Productions. There is no second best. OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. Good to see you. Crypto Dad, what up? Coiner here, let's go. 4 Coiner. Congratulations there, fam. British Columbia, born and raised. Oh, that's what's up. We are in this together, JB. Amen. Phil C, welcome. Got started in 2017. Good to note. Awesome, awesome. I only wrote that Elon was a Dex between the C, the P. Oh, yeah. It's crazy, man. You got to be careful out here what you say. There's really not much freedom of speech. Unfortunately, store your treasures in heaven, but if you must store them, make sure it is in cold storage. Good morning, y'all. Francisco Rodriguez, Eugene White. I know I'm streaming early today, all week early streams. Tomorrow will be another early stream. Friday will be another early stream. Saturday, we'll be back to typical 3 p.m. Eastern, where JV will have the luxury of sleeping in. But all week I had to wake up at 6 a.m., get my daughter ready for school, drive her to school, and in traffic, it's an hour, unfortunately. But without traffic hour, it's like 20 minutes. But unfortunately, I have to drive her during traffic hour and pick her up kind of in traffic hour as well, but not as bad as the mornings. Thoughts on Mt. Gox dumping just announced on the Covenant timing of said dump. Government manipulation, always government manipulation. I believe the GBTC big sell-off for the FTX estate is absolutely orchestrated sell-off. What's the odds? Right after we get this big announcement everyone's waiting on, the biggest news to ever take place in crypto, as they were saying, Bitcoin ETF approval, and then I think they orchestrated it specifically to suppress the price because they don't want the price to go crazy. 100%. What do you guys think, man? What's the basis to get 30,000? Good question. I personally don't think we'll drop that low. I think there's too much adoption, too many people accumulating Bitcoin right now, and we're going to be touching upon all this. BC in the house, welcome. OL sounds like LA traffic. Who's got the best explanation of Japanese candlestick charts? That's interesting. Jesus sees you. You are a good dad. Thank you, John. We appreciate it. Sounds like a BC CNA meetup is needed. Mt. Gox FUD 10 years and running. Yeah, and expected in the future. 500,000 now. It was $1 million yesterday, says Rob Top. I am here. How much I have missed? DB. Only a few minutes of talking and chatting. We haven't even really got into the show yet. Just a little intro. I won't let us get to 30,000 or below. I know none of you guys would, because as soon as we hit 38, you guys are going to start buying up, just like yesterday. El Salvador in the building. Welcome, welcome. But anyways, fam, without further ado, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash the subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to smash the like, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, and hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications, so that way you get notified each and every day when I go live, as I like to switch it up from time to time, hence why we've been going early this week compared to the typical afternoon stream. So you got to have notifications turned on. Today is pod episode number 1532. I'm your host, JV, and today is January 24th, 2024. I can't believe there's only one more week left of January. Time sure does fly, family. Let's kick it off with our market watches we do each and every day. We got Bitcoin and the entire market pumping back in the green. which is a beautiful thing to see. Bitcoin up 2%, maintaining just above $40,000. Solana up 5%, trading at 87 bucks. AVAX up 7%. BNB, the only one actually in the red, but barely, down about 0.75%. They say when in doubt, just zoom out. On the monthly, Bitcoin is down 7%. Ether down 2%. XRP down 16%. Solana, a little bloodshed, down 23%. Cardano down 20% and AVAX down 35%. The only top coin for the past month in the green is actually BNB. Interestingly enough, up 11%. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.56 trillion with 58 billion in volume past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance, I believe, still on the rise, currently at 50.4%. As a couple of days ago, we touched, a couple of percent down, and Ether has been on the decline at 17.2%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, we got Manta up 32%. Is that like Santa's cousin, Manta? Manta? Helium up 18% and Frax Share up 11.5%. Below that, IOTA, Su, Ronin, and Stacks. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this particular bull run, 2024-2025? Let me know in the comments right down below. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective. This is what I love to see, because the past week it's been bloodshed, virtually everything. And today, big pumpers again. You have Manta up 32%, Tau up over 20%, HNT 17%, and just gainers across the board. Stacks is up 10%, PLS 13%, Beam 9.3%. Let's go. And zooming out on the monthly, still, overall, the majority are in the red, with a handful making pretty impressive gains. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 48 neutral. Yesterday was a 50, last week a 60, and last month a 73 in greed. So there you have it. Now, I also want to share with you the Bitcoin halving clock. We have 84 days, 23 hours, 39 minutes, and 15 seconds, but who's counting, until the Bitcoin halving of 2024, scheduled to take place currently at April 8th. That's right, only 84 days away. Family, are you pretty pumped up for the Bitcoin halving? Let me know, family. Now, welcome everyone just joining the stream. What it do? Let's go. Joe says XRP, XDC, Casper, looks like Quant, FLR, and XLM. Appreciate you sharing which coins you're bullish on, fam. I am always greedy, says Melda. At least you keep it real. Or iChain, let's go. Back to the bull, oh Hardy. Cheers. H-bar, says Joe. Right on. Hedera Hashgraph, right? Flying Tiger says Kadena. Is that how you pronounce that one? I'm going to put a tiny bit into stake coins. ETH, Cardano, DOT, but 85% is going into Bitcoin. Right on, Ghost Stomper. Appreciate the share. Can you believe it is a year of the dragon? I just realized this. Wow. I know that's Bruce Lee's year. So who else is the year of the dragon? That's actually quite interesting. Good to note, Serge. Thank you. I am all in now with the dip, setting my portfolio on auto. Love to hear that, Mario Sosa. Congratulations on being all in. Much love. ENS says deck. Right on. I'll have to look at ENS. I don't know much about it. I don't even know what it stands for. Flying Tiger says Gala. Right on. John says CRO. I believe that's Kronos, the native token of the crypto.com exchange. Age of the Aquarius. That's what's up. Aquarius here. Anyone else Aquarius? Let me know. Told you this would happen, says Matt. Stacks is a Bitcoin layer for smart contracts. I think it's worth a look. I am bullish on Stacks. I have been actually for a while. So 100% with you on that. I think Stacks will continue stacking it up. Chili's for me, JV. Watching from Cornwall, England. Shout out to Fairgrounds. I appreciate the support, family. England, what up? Kadena is a Japanese for chain. Oh, okay. It's a Japanese chain. Interesting. You're the Tiger gives away my age. Melda, best when greed can be combined with something to believe in as a good thing. Well, I think you could believe in greed as a good thing. Greed doesn't have to be in a negative light. You know what I mean? You can have greed for a positive 100%. Like, for example, you got this internal greed built in so you can provide for your family. Greed, as in the sense, maybe you need to focus on generating some wealth and putting it into some Bitcoin for your family. Just an example. Is there a year of the cat? Interesting. I don't think so, because they eat the cats in the... I'm just playing, but I don't think there is. I could be wrong. Maybe it'd be a more sexy animal, like a big cat. instead of a little cat. And maybe you'd be like tiger. There you go. You're the tiger. Tiger is a cat, right? The word is Japanese. Oh, it's a Japanese word. I'm learning. Thank you, Tiger. I'm optimistic about stacks, says Silas. That's good to note. Sandman says Gemini. That's what's up. Yeah, exactly, JB. Cheers, Silas. Muhammad, ICP heading to $50. Vitalik's mom's coin heading to 1,000. Vitalik's mom's coin. And I guess that's the name of the coin, Vitalik's mom's coin. Interesting. I'm the year of the dog, says Dankness. The dog is born under the signs of loyalty and anxiety. He usually holds very firm views and beliefs and is the champion of good causes. Amen to that. I mean, I love dogs, obviously, and you're my dog right now. So shout out to all my dogs out there, family. $1 invested in Bitcoin today should be worth $15. What? Oh, 15x you're predicting. Okay, so what's 15x price action from today? I know 20x from 50 G's is a million, so I'm going to estimate, and on your estimate, that'd be maybe 700,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or are we talking more 500,000 range? Cancerian says Sea-Dog. Right on, family. But anyways, rough, you got it. Let's dive into our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We greatly appreciate the support, family. Here we go. Bitcoin price traded below 40,000 support January 18th for the first time in 50 days. And the upcoming 4.5 billion Bitcoin monthly options expire January 26th might hold the key to whether the downtrend will continue. Oddly enough, the U.S. stock market reached an all-time high January 22nd, indicating that whatever held Bitcoin's performance back is unlikely to be related to the macroeconomic scenario. So yeah, some analysts argue that most of the selling pressure comes from the Grayscale GBTC, which experienced significant outflows since its conversion to a spot ETF. The instrument holds over 25 billion worth of assets. Despite being listed since 2015 in the form of a trust fund, its investors were previously unable to request redemptions. And as Alan Watts shares here, while seeing Grayscale casually dump 10,000 to 25,000 Bitcoin each day, may end up being the biggest blown lead in the history of Bitcoin, and all because they refuse to lower their fees. Isn't that interesting? Wow. Do you think they'll eventually capitulate in that sense and lower their fees after this sell-off? Or do you think they're going to keep it at roughly 1.5%? I think that's where it's currently at. Now, also, worth mentioning, Grayscale opted, as I mentioned, 1.5% yearly administration fee, far higher than its incumbents, triggering the selling pressure. Bitcoin's downside since the spot ETF trading debut on January 12th coincides with the U.S. 2-year Treasury yield bottoming out at 4.12%. From there, investors no longer sought protection and fixing income as the yield soared to the present 4.39%, marking a reversion of the 3-month movement. The most likely explanation, according to Yahoo Finance, is the recent economic indicators, which suggest that the Federal Reserve may not shift to a less restrictive posture as soon as previously expected. Now, the answer to whether the Fed will start cutting interest rates over the next couple of months depends on gross domestic product data for the fourth quarter of January 25th. I guess that actually may come out tomorrow, being today's the 24th. And the PCE on inflation, which is coming out on Friday, the 26th. Unfortunately, for Bitcoin investors, the longer the interest rates remain high, the less the incentives for investors to seek exposure in commodities as opposed to stocks, for instance, which tend to pay dividends. So in essence, Bitcoin investors will have to wait until 8 a.m. to conclude if the bulls have really blown billions of dollars worth of call options based solely on the expectation of a price rally after the spot ETF approval. Now, data shows the bulls were excessively optimistic about the spot ETF approval. The open interest for the options expiry on January 26 stands at $4.5 billion, but the final amount will be way less due to the traders foreseeing price levels reaching 42,000 or even higher. The unexpected 15% correction in the Bitcoin price from January 11th to the 22nd caught bullish investors off guard, as evident from the Deribit Bitcoin options interest chart, which you can see here on your screen. Deribit's 0.55 BTC put to call ratio reflects the imbalance between the 2.42 billion billion in call, open interest, and the 1.3 billion of put options. CME Bitcoin options presented a similar ratio on a total 650 million open interest, while the OKX exchange held a more balanced relation between call and put options for a 290 million total exposure. Lastly, Bybit and Binance held the combined 290 million of open interest for the January 26th Bitcoin's option expiry. To put these things in perspective, if the Bitcoin price trades at 39.9, which is practically where we're at, on the January monthly expiry, only 55 million worth of these call options will be available. The difference happens because the right to buy Bitcoin at 40,000 or 42 is useless if Bitcoin trades below the level on expiry. Meanwhile, the put options at 40,000 or higher amount to 270 million. So therefore, the Bitcoin January 26th options could present a sizable opportunity for the bears to exert the short-term pressure. So there you have it. How do you think this is going to play out tomorrow and by Friday? Let me know. You think the bulls or the bears will prevail? Never Quit is saying clickbait, 500,000. Is that not allowed in a title family? That's going to be the feature story of the day. So you got to stick around because you got to keep in mind this is a 2-hour live stream, and I hit you with all sorts of news. We cover the bearish scenarios and the bullish. In fact, I'm going to be sharing a $30,000 bearish scenario from Arthur Hayes, but I'm also going to be following that up with a $500,000 bullish scenario. If you can't handle that, just leave the stream now. Just a warning, if you can't handle that. 500,000 by 2065. Oh, hell no. I love the trolls. Sorry I am late. All good, bud. No need to apologize. FTX is converting customers' GBTC to USD without their consent. Is that true? I can't verify it, but I wouldn't put anything past them. It is what it is. Let's see what Dankness. Let's see what Sailor has to say.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Bada boom, bada bing. I appreciate it. Izzy, welcome. The brothers, Florida in the building, welcome. 12.5 million by 2065. You are the troll. 500,000. I can't handle such bearish numbers. Thank you, Knoxville. I'm going to keep it more bullish next time, because it is a little disappointing. Only 500,000 after all, you know. 7 mil by 2030, in my opinion. Send it. I like that, squirrel bait. That's actually a better headline. Why didn't I come up with that and just quote squirrel bait? 7 million by 2030 because he says so, and he's entitled to his opinion. How about that? The Oracle, dankness, 100%. Guys, we're losing everything like the degens we are. Actually, you don't lose nothing if you don't sell. Just saying. Thanks for the #1 daily crypto pod, tuning in from Northwest Arkansas. Thank you, BCD 2020. Appreciate the support. We now have 420 people on the stream. Happy 420. Pump the likes to help pump the stream. We appreciate it. Yo, what's with these haters? F out of here. We come and have a good time and hear the good news. That's it. Take that. Hate elsewhere. FTX was dumping their GBTC. They had about 33% of the dump today. Wow. So they're still dumping. It's insane. Hey, JV. Welcome, Brian. How about them nuts? Jennifer, welcome. Gold is going down and Bitcoin is going up 100%, and it will continue. Liquidators selling for the creditors. Alfredo, 280,000. It's a fair top for Bitcoin. Doge to 5. XRP 9 mil by 2095. You got it, Never Quit. Is that the coin you're holding on to? Let me know. 41,000 tonight. There you go. Very doable. We're only about $800 away right now, so anything is possible. I am just the background support for Crypto News Alerts and JV. Yeah, Dankness is the man. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have these cool overlays. So shout out Dankness. Also helps out tremendously behind closed doors with the Discord. We do have a Discord server and a lot of other things as well. I am glad I didn't jump out of the window yesterday. Good job, Thomas. You held in there. I am still heavy. Profits don't know when I am why I'm panicking. Well, Bango. What's up, brother? Hodl right, said Fred. There you go. CRO is pumping up 6%. Right on. Entire market's up. Did you bounce? Thoughts? We did bounce. I think we hit, I don't know how low in the 38s yesterday, but we were in the 38s, maybe the higher 38s, and then we bounced, and now we're above 40 Gs. You all have very short memories. How many times have we heard orgasmic predictions? Plan B, Max Kaiser, silliness. My prediction, Bitcoin 56,000 by July. Appreciate you sharing, Dan. 56 Gs by July, he says. Never quit XRP, bro. Oh boy. Oh boy. 43,000 tonight. Send it, Neil. Let's get it. But anyways, fam, let's dive into our next story of the day. We still got a lot to cover. Let's discuss the latest inflows with the Bitcoin ETFs and what's going on. I'm going to start with this actual tweet, which James Safar shared this morning. Update for the Bitcoin ETF Kentucky Derby. 515 million came out of GBTC yesterday for a total of almost 4 billion in outflows since converting to an ETF. Newborn 9 saw 409 million flow in, and the net outflows in total of yesterday were $106 million. So yeah, Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF dumped more than 80,000 Bitcoin in just a few days after trading lunch, but other 9-spot ETFs have piled in more than 100,000. So that's a 20,000 net difference for the positive. 9-spot Bitcoin ETFs, including Bitcoin's ETFs like BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust and Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, purchased 102,613 BTC in their first 7 days after the trading launch on January 11th. And according to the ETF data tracked by Cointelegraph, the amount is worth 4.1 billion at this time, according to CoinGecko. The amount of Bitcoin purchased by spot Bitcoin ETFs is only 7 days trading and accounts for 53% of all the Bitcoin amassed by the giant Bitcoin investor, MicroStrategy, over the past 3 years. Let that sink in. And according to MicroStrategy's most recent Bitcoin acquisition report, the firm held an aggregate of 189,150 BTC as of December 26, 2023. And after starting to buy Bitcoin in August of 2020, MicroStrategy crossed the 100,000 BTC mark in roughly 300 days, announcing it held 105,000 Bitcoin in June 2021. And quoting the Bitcoin therapist, 9 Bitcoin ETFs have amassed over 100,000 Bitcoin in only 7 days of trading. Saylor spent 3 years accumulating about 190,000 BTC. Do not underestimate the power of the incumbent financial class. They want you to part with your Bitcoin. We are not frickin' selling. Tell them. And according to the publicly reported data, BlackRock's iBit and Fidelity's FBTC became the largest Bitcoin buyers amongst the spot Bitcoin ETFs since the trading launch, collecting 37,304 BTC and 29,200 Bitcoin respectively. The Bitwise Bitcoin ETF and the ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF come next, buying 16,451 Bitcoin and 10,630 respectively. Unlike the other Bitcoin ETFs, GBTC, the largest Bitcoin ETF by holdings, has been actively selling Bitcoin since its trading launch, dumping 82,500 Bitcoin. The amount is worth roughly $3 billion. At this time, the massive GBTC selling triggered a significant drop in the price of Bitcoin, with Bitcoin plummeting nearly 20% from above 48,000 on January 11th to a low of 38,700 on January 23rd, which was yesterday, according to CoinGecko. So that's the current bottom here for the month. And again, the high, we actually got, I think on some exchanges, we were at 49,000, just shy of 50 Gs, which was our target. But anyways, some industry observers link GBTC selling to the estate of the collapsed FTX exchange, dumping 902 million in GBTC shares. Well, duh. Many analysts also suggest that GBTC's high trading fees triggered the outflows. And as reported, GBTC charges 1.5% for their trading fees without waivers, while other ETFs set their fees between 0.2% and 0.4%, also offering temporary waivers. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Do you think that the FTX estate dump is partially responsible for this massive dump? Holla at your boy, let me know as we continue to pump. 40,200 incoming. Send it. Just split an entire Burger King large size Coke on my spilt. That sucks. Hopefully you have like, I don't know, something. I was going to say a dog, but it's not food, it's a drink. So I corrected myself. I stand corrected. Doge is going to bust some scooters. What does that mean? Bust some scooters. And take this earpiece out because it's bothering my ears a little bit. Kind of weird. Maybe the hat. See, every hat fits differently and some hats bother my ears. So I got to actually heighten the hat like a gangster or something. There we go. That might help. So yeah, Saylor needs to up his game, says Thomas.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
It's true. If you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Melda. What up, Thomas? Give us some gospel, JB. You got it, Keith Bitboy. Time for JB to do a halving on these haters, Orlando. What's going on? I made 5 million USDT from Pepe. Congratulations. That's pretty major. Mikey is watching a Bitcoin channel complaining about a price prediction. What are you doing with your life? The sun sets on the horizon or the horizontal. Doge is a rock solid. The name of Vitalik's mom's coin is called Metisdao. They should just call it Vitalik's mom coin. Has a better ring to it. Because the other name, if it's hard to pronounce, like I don't even know how to say it, so I never read it. Metisdao? Is that it? Yeah, FTX is still haunting the crypto fam, even in bankruptcy. It's crazy how that works. Bitcoin Millions is only for those with patience. That's right. JB, you think it's a bad idea to wear crypto merch in public? Honestly, no. No. If you're no. Honestly, at this point in the game, it's so early. Most people won't even acknowledge you. The other day, I did wear a Bitcoin hat to drop off my daughter at school. And as I was pulling out of the parking lot, someone's like, Bitcoin! And I'm like, yeah. But no, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a issue. You can rock crypto gear all day long. You'll be fine. But in the future, if the dollar's collapsed and Bitcoin's trading at $10 million, I'd be a little more selective walking around with crypto gear or Bitcoin specific gear, because who knows? You may be targeted to be like, whoa. Not necessarily, but you know, just keeping it real. Doge is Bitcoin in Doge clothes. Bitcoin, the chain breaker. JB, what do you think about quantum computers messing with the blockchain? I think cryptography will advance faster than the supercomputers will, just as cryptography is more advanced than the supercomputers now. Otherwise, the supercomputers would be hacking Satoshi's wallets, your wallets, my wallets. Actually, I lost mine in a boat accident, but if I had a wallet, maybe the supercomputer would be able to hack it, in my opinion. So I think maybe, hypothetically speaking, in 20 years, there's a big breakthrough in the supercomputer. But hey, cryptography is on top of things, and cryptography has a major breakthrough. But at this current stage in the game, if the supercomputer is unable to hack a 12-word recovery seed phrase, it's impossible to hack a 24-word recovery seed phrase. So, and most of the cold storage devices are 24-word, and you could even add a 25th word. And who knows, maybe in the future it'll be, instead of 24 words, it can be, what is that, 20, 40, 48. Make it that much more difficult. The banks are at more risk of quantum. Yeah, exactly. If I was the bank or like intelligence, I'd be scared because hackers can already hack them. McAfee made this point very clear. Like, the government has no clue how to secure. The SEC can't even secure their X account, right? Gensler blamed it on a SIM attack, SIM swap, I think that's called. They hacked into his account and said, oh, we're, you know, so like if they can't even hold down, don't know how to use a what is it called? Two-level authenticator, then they're doomed. And you're correct. If I was the banks, I'd be scared. If I was the government, I'd be scared. Not as a, Bitcoin holder. I wouldn't be scared whatsoever. Good points. Thank you. Supercomputers think seed phrases. To hack the system, you would have to crack every ledger at the same time to change it for one double spend. Sounds impossible to me, but hey, yeah. Quantum computers won't be used for that. Blockchain is above that. Here's a better opportunity. It's remote viewing, right? Maybe an expert of remote viewing has a better chance of traveling back in time to when Satoshi was writing down his recovery phrase to his wallets before launching Bitcoin, or at the time of the launch, whenever he wrote down that. You have a better chance of, having a remote viewer give you a recovery seed than from the supercomputer. And I believe in remote viewing, so just FYI. Two-factor authentication. Thank you. That's the term I was looking for, Silas. Yes. Bitcoin will back up in no time. We'll be back up. Yeah, man. I mean, we're back above 40,000 already. So it is what it is. Keep pumping the likes to pump the stream. I appreciate it, but we got to get to our next story of the day. I got a lot more to share with you guys. Here is a bearish scenario because, you know, you guys get upset when I'm too bullish. So we keep it 100 with you guys. Arthur Hayes says we may be seeing $30,000 with supercharged inflation, according to the ex-BitMEX CEO. So yeah, he says Bitcoin may still be up 75% versus a year ago, but it faces the perfect storm of downside volatility catalysts for this quarter. For Hayes, these come in several guises: the Red Sea conflict between the U.S. and Houthis with this impact on global shipping, the U.S. presidential election, which is true, scheduled to take place later in the year, as well as the Federal Reserve policy. The first of these have clear implications for inflation. Risk assets, including crypto, are looking for a pivot by the Fed as soon as March and lowering the interest rates and attracting liquidity back to the market. Higher shipping costs, however, could mean a spike in prices later in the year, something the Fed and Chairman Jerome Powell, or the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, will be keen to mitigate. He explained the following: due to weather and geopolitics, higher shipping costs could cause a surge in inflation in the third and fourth quarter of this year. And as Powell is undoubtedly aware of these issues, he will do everything he can to talk a big game about the rate cuts without having to actually cut them, quoting him again. What might be a mild increase in the rate of inflation due to increased shipping costs could be supercharged by rate cuts and the resumption of QE. The market doesn't appreciate this fact yet, but Bitcoin does. And he also touches on the second piece of the puzzle, the strength of the U.S. regional banking sector. Since the meltdown of March 2023, the U.S. government has offered support in the form of the Bank Term Funding Program, BTFP, a lifeline that is now due to expire. Hayes thinks that this will come to pass, despite the fact that banks' financial predicaments have not gone anywhere. Now, this and other questions over liquidity, however, depend on Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's next moves. Finance. The only thing that trumps fighting inflation is a financial crisis. That is why, to get the cuts, QT taper, and the possible resumption of QE, the market believes is already in the bag come March. We first need a few banks to fail when the BTFP is not renewed. Now, turning to Bitcoin, the writing may be on the wall, with turmoil over liquidity in the BTFP combined with geopolitical risks, meaning that a 20% Bitcoin price dip is the tip of the iceberg. Quoting Arthur Hayes, a 30% correction from the ETF approval high of 48,000 is 33,600. Therefore, I believe Bitcoin forms support between 30 to 35. That is why I purchased 29 March of this year, 35,000 strike puts. So he's telling you and being 100% transparent, saying, yo, I have purchased these 30,000 to 35,000 strike puts, basically betting on the price going down. He adds that sub 35,000 levels now represent an opportunity to buy the dip. Bitcoin hit 38.5 on Bitstamp January 23rd, its lowest level since the start of December, before rebounding around 1,700 higher as per data from TradingView. So there you have it, my crypto fam. What are your thoughts on his $33,000 Bitcoin price prediction? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to read some more comments out loud. Hitting the pin with a grin. Nice, Mars. Do what it do. What's the market cap of a 500,000 Bitcoin anyways? That's an excellent question and yet to be determined. Right now, we could speculate though. Right now, can we just round up for even numbers? Market cap may be roughly 800 billion right now, but let's just give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's $1 trillion. So for the price to explode, roughly, what is that, 12x from 40,000-ish, I'm going to guesstimate. So maybe we go from 1 trillion to 12 trillion. So yeah, so here's the deal. Actually, that's actually a great question. And this is pretty accurate speculation, in my opinion, because the Winklevoss twins even made the case for a $500,000 Bitcoin. They said when the Bitcoin market cap eclipses the gold market cap, and right now the gold market cap is probably roughly 13 trillion. So to 12x in price or 13x in price, I would say, hypothetically speaking, 12, 13x the current market cap, it would take us around that level. You know what I mean? So if we hit a, hypothetically speaking, a 12 trillion market cap, we can very realistically have a 500,000 Bitcoin price action. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. And I've heard other analysts talk about this as well. Bitcoin eventually eclipsing gold. And that would take us to a market cap for Bitcoin of gold. You know what I mean? Just a matter of time, in my opinion. My sister lives near Syracuse and only recently had the snow stick. It's been cold, but my feet in the snow they usually get. I never took enough profit in the alt pump and rode it back down, says Nick. Yeah, you got to be careful. I wish it was spring, says Ellen. Is it too cold by you, family? I hit a double bottom yesterday. As far as the technicals are saying, it is going up. Right on, Jennifer. Appreciate those insights. Thank you, fam. Silas says Satoshi is waiting for 1 million Bitcoin. And then he's going to come back and add to the supply, according to Jamie Dimon. So Jamie Dimon says it. It must be true. That guy is the real deal. For Christ's sake, he was Epstein's banker. So he would know what he's talking about, I would assume. What do you guys think? Tikatwari is saying the collapse is near, like this month. Well, Tika's a very smart man too. Also lives out here in Puerto Rico. I've been following Tika for like 5 years. So anything is possible. You got Arthur Hayes and Tika anticipating a dump. It can dump. So if it does, seize the moment and enjoy that crypto, if you know what I mean. Dogecoin, there is no other dog coin. It's already much smarter than what the public has access to. The ongoing bankruptcy proceedings of the crypto exchange FTX has hit a contentious phase as former customers voice strong objections to the proposed reimbursement plan. Well, Bitcoin for 16? Oh, hell no. I don't see that happening, family. Those days are long gone. In my opinion, can JV be wrong? Absolutely. Anything can happen, but I think we're more likely to hit the $500,000 target we're focused on today than go back down to 16,000. What do you guys think? Let me know. We overtake gold at 500,000. Yeah, I think the market cap of Bitcoin will surpass gold by the time we hit a $500,000 coin. What are your thoughts? Where's Nipsey? I put the fan on high, and he may have went to the room where the fan isn't on, which is the living room right outside, more than likely, but there he is. You said his name. I think he's marching. I heard him jump off. There he is. He's back. He's like, hey, someone say my name. Hey, Nip, come. And say hello real quick. We'll switch the camera. You can see the little Nipsey. I know the mic stand's kind of in your way, but shout out to the Nipsonator. Popular request. Everyone's asking about you, dog. They're like, yo, we don't see Nipsey. We're concerned. Should we call an Amber Alert? I'm like, no Amber Alert needed. He'll come. And bada boom, bada bing, you came right here. So thank you, Nipsey. We appreciate you. Nipsey just ate. He's resting. Typically always resting, especially after he eats. So I just fed him really well because we got he just had some chicken. He usually don't get fresh chicken. So I go to Costco and I'll specifically get the chicken for him because I don't eat meat. So he's pretty happy on those chicken days. Good boy, Nipsey. So yeah, the big guys in Russia, Qatar, Saudis all have been buying Bitcoin, says Ellen. Wouldn't shock me. That's been the word on the street from the high priest. I've been covering this particular topic in many shows. The one and only Nipsey. Yeah, if Nipsey part Chihuahua, they get cold easy. There you go, Melda. Doge will create a new all-time high and it'll find a higher base. Right on. My view is we got smartphones and dumb people. That's a good one. Oh, man. Will Pepe also rise if Bitcoin rises? Here's my theory, because it's all theory. A rising tide rises all ships. So when Bitcoin goes up, everything's coming along for the ride. Some of the alts will surpass, you know what I mean? If hypothetically speaking, if Bitcoin does 5x this cycle, some alts will do 5x. Some alts will do 1x or 2x. And some alts may do 100 or 1,000 or 10,000x. I don't know. But typically, a rising tide rises all ships. And the flip side of that coin, if Bitcoin crashed, hypothetically speaking, to 30,000, your alts are going to crash, not 20%, but some of them can crash 90%, 95%. So there's two sides to the coin. 10 trillion send it. Does the Ukraine have a lot of Bitcoin? You would think with all the money that they've been receiving, good Lord, how much money was given to them? You don't eat meat? Yeah, I stopped eating meat when I was 16. I'm 40. I'm going to be 41 in 2 weeks. So I don't even remember what meat tastes like. I just stopped eating it. Absolutely, smartphones and dumb people. Muhammad, call your cousins. We need the Allah candle. Let's go. keeping my little bit of, as I say, Tron, because I like the name. Bitcoin will easily reach 1 million this decade. Probably will be 10 million in a decade. I hope you're right, Joe. I dig it. Ukrainians love BTC, says Melda. No, I don't think the Ukraine has a lot of Bitcoin, says Ellen. Avocados contain person. What's person? I don't know that word. I do eat a lot of avocados, so hopefully that's a good thing and not a bad thing, whatever you just wrote, Persin. So I'm like, man, I eat a lot of avocado. Yeah, that's why I bought Tron in 2018, says Flying Tiger. Where my vegans at, says David Plux. Now, to clarify, I am not a vegan. I will eat cheese. I do eat honey. I do eat animal product, but I just don't eat animal meat. So just to keep it 100. Don't feed animals avocado. Oh, yeah. I don't think I don't think I've ever even tried to give an animal avocado. So are you saying, are they allergic to it? Like a chocolate or something that could harm them? Love avocados. Me too. Here on the island, we got some great avocados, but I still prefer the Haas avocados. They have like the big watery ones here on the island. I still prefer the little Haas ones I'll get at Costco. Bro, you need meat. You're holding much more potential. It is true. If I ate meat, I'd probably be like, roar, like another 30 pounds of muscle, easier to get protein. However, just not for me. Kind of like Nate Diaz. It's just not my thing. JV's got to be JV. JV eats the pink clam. What the hell? Oh my, now I just get it. I'm like, what's a pink? I'm like, what? You guys are funny. Your commercials are them. Your commercials are sailor scams. I don't know what you mean by that. I need my burgers. Of course, we're going to ask for him. He is part of the family, not 21 mil. We're accumulating over 40 Gs. When all these predictions happen, not one with the recent ETF predictions have taken place. Only excuse as to why they haven't, trying to be patient. Bison. Bison meat? Parrots can be intolerant of avocados. Parrots. Dogs, fine. Okay. Pink clams. Whispering ear. To each his own, but I am definitely a carnivore. Exactly. My daughter eats meat. My whole family eats meat. I was raised, I am Italian, so in an Italian family, so very pro-meat. I'm the only outlier in the entire family that can't eat everything everyone else does, but that's by my own choice, so. Isn't Satoshi's Bitcoin on a 12-word private key? If so, then that remote viewer or supercomputer should have no problem. A fruit does not evolve to be eaten, not with as much oil as avocados. On your channel, when it goes to a commercial, it is one of them sailors. Oh, that's sad. You got to blame Sailor. Nothing to do with JV family. I haven't read an ad in a show in like probably a year or so. You know what I mean? So it's not JV. That's YouTube. YouTube is getting scammed, or they're perpetuating the Sailor scams, and it's sad. And I apologize if they're playing the scams during our episodes, because that's shameful. I don't think I can do anything about it, though. I heard Sailor reports 80 of them a day. That's how many there are. You know what I mean? It's insane. And some of the scams, the streams, their streams, will have 10, 20,000 people. The real shows that are actually producing real content that aren't the scams can't even get that many views. You know what I mean? It's crazy how the scams work. I also don't eat anything with a face. I dig it, Ashley. What do you like on your pizza? Pineapple. I think I talked to Dankness about this. I like pineapple on my pizza. That's the only topping I get. However, back in the day, I used to love mushrooms as well. I love sauteed mushrooms on pizza as well. Mushrooms and pineapple are my favorite toppings. Get the YouTube Premium. Yes, good point, Scoopa. For like, I think it's $10 a month. For roughly $10 a month, you can get the premium YouTube account, and you never got to deal with another Sailor scam AI ad ever again. In fact, you'll never have to watch another ad on YouTube ever again. So for $10, definitely a no-brainer, because they probably play a commercial every so many minutes. You know what I mean? But anyways, I know I've been chatting a lot. Pump the likes, pump the stream. I'm enjoying the interaction, but I still got a lot of news to share with you. Let's discuss this 30x impact. as per, actually, let's see which one am I on. I did the Arthur Hayes one. I may have switched these two stories up. Let me see. We did Arthur Hayes. 30x impact is next, but I have to switch it. Here we go. Here's the headline. Bitcoin ETF inflows have 30x larger impact than the halving, according to the Bitcoin OG. Adam Back. Here's why. The Blockstream chief executive thinks Bitcoin ETF inflows will have a gigantic impact on Bitcoin. The longtime Bitcoin vet says that ETF inflows will have a 30x larger effect than the Bitcoin halving, which is currently slated for April 18th. Let's freaking go. And let me share my screen because I forgot to. Here we go. And a lot of the trade fi led by broker sentiment are momentum buyers. Price goes up due to the smart money. They say buy, create the news, they buy more, etc. This is quoting Adam Back. Now, Back in his early Bitcoin is an early Bitcoin investor, a true OG, and the inventor of Hashcash, the proof of work system that was later incorporated into the Bitcoin mining process. The Blockstream CEO also notes Bitcoin's fundamentals are currently off the charts, as he shares here. Early bull market having close, ETFs volume growing, Fidelity's FBTC higher inflow than BlackRock's IBIT in the last 2 days, showing good new investor reach. Back thinks Bitcoin price could be down recently due to more fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which we know as FUD, than structural net selling. The Hashcash inventor says there doesn't seem to be any plausible big net sellers left. People can create their own dip, selling in fear plus hope to buy lower. But weak hands typically mistime that on average as they set the bottom and end up buying back higher. So there you have it. That's the latest from Adam Back. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his insights. Alfredo, welcome. Bro, leverage tokens do not liquidate you. Drop $100 on Pepe, leverage 3x and make 6 digits. Holla for the God candle. Trying out Ondo, not sure. I'm new to the channel. What's Ondo? What does that even mean? But enjoy your hilarious Bitcoin memes and quotes and sayings. Brightens my trading day. Cheers, media madness. I appreciate you tuning in. Black olives, banana peppers. All that's good. Every once in a blue moon, I'll have like a Subway vegetarian sandwich, and I'll put all that. Jalapenos, black olives, onions, of course, and banana peppers. I dig it all. I love all veggies. I never met a veggie I didn't like. No, the perfect pizza is John's on Bleecker in Manhattan. Curious, what did Dave Portnoy in his pizza review rate that place? 1 bite, 1 rule. Dankness, you Jamaican. Homemade mozzarella. Yeah, there's nothing like the wet mozzarella. It's too early for pizza? I'm ordering one. Do your thing, bro. It's never too early for pizza. All right, guys, let's dive into the next story. I got a couple more stories to share, then we'll do our live Q&A session. Here's the latest regarding Ethereum ETF. The headline reads, Spot Ethereum ETFs won't need a lawsuit to be approved. According to Hester Pierce, the crypto mom, a lawsuit won't be necessary to convince the U.S. SEC to approve the Spot Ether ETF app, says Hester Pierce, a.k.a. Crypto Mom. Quoting her here, we shouldn't need a court to tell us that our approach is arbitrary and capricious in order for us to get it right, she said in an interview January 24th, harking back to the Grayscale court ruling that preceded the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. That's not how we are going to do our approvals, she added. Now, Pierce, known as the Crypto Mom for her comparatively sympathetic stance towards crypto, said the SEC would presumably apply the same precedent from Grayscale. However, she acknowledged that the facts and circumstances vary immensely with each ETF application. Quoting her again, there's a lot of work that goes into getting an exchange-traded product ready for the market, including making sure that the disclosures are lining up with how the product actually works. Having heard from a court that the approach we were taking was wrong, I think that kind of is a lesson which will certainly stick with us. Now, BlackRock, Van Eck, ARK21, Fidelity, Invesco, Grayscale, and Hashtax are amongst the Spot Ether ETF applicants vying for the SEC approval. Senior Bloomberg ETF analyst Mr. Balchunas pegged the chances of a Spot Ether ETF approval at 70%. by May. Now, I got to give him some credit because Balchunas and Safart both predicted like 95% probability that those ETFs would be approved, and they were on it each and every day, providing the greatest like insights in the entire crypto industry. So they were pretty accurate on that call. So here they're saying 70% approval for the Ethereum ETFs in May. And again, January, February, March, April, May. We're only 4 months out. That would mean right after the halving in April. Now, the SEC must decide on VanEck's app by May 23rd. That's the deadline for ARK 21 shares by May 24th, and Hashdex by May 30th, Grayscale June 18th, and Invesco July 5th. So it sounds like VanEck has the first mover's advantage there. Fidelity and BlackRock's apps must be decided by August 3rd and August 7th. Interestingly, those have the latest dates. Balchunas also shared that it seems likely that Ether ETFs now have a straight shot at approval, adding that it is was difficult to imagine a scenario where the spot Bitcoin ETFs are approved while the Ether ETFs are not. Quoting him here, the Ether spot is tied to the hip of the Bitcoin spot. For sure, it is going to go wherever it goes. It is basically like on a 15-foot rope following it. However, other pundits are less optimistic. Morgan Creek Capital CEO Mark Yusko predicts less than a 50% chance of an approval spot Ethereum ETF, arguing the SEC remains broadly hostile towards the crypto industry. But we do know BlackRock wants the ETF, and typically BlackRock gets whatever they want. So keep that in mind as well. Now, the SEC chairman, Noher Ger, also stressed in a January 11th letter that approving a spot Bitcoin ETF wouldn't lead to a mass approval of other crypto ETF apps. Quoting the chairman, the spot Bitcoin ETF approval should in no way signal the commission's willingness to approve listing standards for crypto asset securities. And notice he says securities, adding, I've said in the past and without prejudging any one crypto asset. Sure, buddy, the vast majority of crypto assets are investment contracts and thus subject to the federal securities laws. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts surrounding these Ethereum ETFs. Do you think they'll likely be greenlit as early as May, as Balchunas is anticipating and predicting? Let me know your thoughts. I'll read some out loud before we dive into our feature story of the day. Let's go. HODL, yeah, I mean, you got that right, Melda. I don't think I could buy lower than 5,000. What are you referring to there, Ellen? Accumulation never hurt anyone. It's going to 5Gs. Are we referring to Ethereum? My prediction on Ether, I think if Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do this cycle, right? Ether can very easily hit 10,000, which would be 4x. So especially with Bitcoin 5xing, I think it's a given. Ethereum could easily 4x. What are your thoughts? Now, on a bullish scenario for Bitcoin, I can see Bitcoin hitting as high as 500,000 this cycle. And on a bullish scenario for Ethereum, I can see it hit 20,000. Meaning it's possible. I'm not predicting that will happen, but I can see it in a bullish scenario. What are your thoughts? Let me know. I'm going to read these comments out loud, drink some water, so I'm a little parched. Adding some vodka to my OJ. Love the show. Thank you, Lucian. What it do? I can't take this guy seriously. Good. You shouldn't take me seriously. Bitcoin 555 Frontier. What up? Big ups, Dub Proof. Appreciate it. Nikki Haley thinks that they will kill Trump. She'll sleep in. Oh, she'll step in. Obviously, she knows what's going down. Did she say that? JB, don't drink. Yes, that is correct. Maybe some champagne, but I'm definitely not drinking alcohol. I'm the master of fibs. I'll tell you what we can do next. Okay, Master Eggert, tell me what's happening with the fibs. And don't tell no fibs. Bitcoin JV. Word, Ellen. There'll be ups and downs. Don't get caught buying every dip. The dip will keep dipping. JV. Oh, I got to go up in the, let me see. I sell, but specifically put to the side for the household expenses. I don't sell out of my cold wallets, only the hot wallet, says Jennifer. Ethereum is trying to be the second best, but as Sailor says, there's no second best. Max probably sells every time he calls for 220,000. Looks like another 19,000 grayscale moving to Coinbase today. Selling is not over, says Fantasy. Portnoy likes nasty pizza. I've probably watched hundreds of his pizza reviews because he always makes me laugh. He's a funny guy. Alcohol, Batum, Doge to $5. Oh, talking about Doge. Okay, Doge to $5. Don't believe in 500,000. 200 is more realistic to me. Right on. Well, it's right in alignment with my prediction. My bear scenario for the cycle peak for Bitcoin this cycle, which I think will be in 2025, is 222. 222. Shout out Bring Facts. I got the number from him. Otherwise, I would have said 220, but I like 222. And for the high, I'm thinking 500,000. So I think the mega bullish scenario, in my opinion, would be a $500,000 Bitcoin this cycle. And I think the bear scenario would be 222. Some would say I'm not bullish enough. Some say that's too bullish. To each their own. We all have opinions, right? Haters are a bottom indicator. Bitcoin for president. Cheers. No, but Nikki Haley isn't dropping out. I never even saw her speak, so how can she have popularity to win? I've heard of the name, and people make fun of her all the time, but I've never even actually seen the woman open her mouth. So do people actually watch her? I could just be ignorant on the topic because I don't follow politics. I have a X account, and I only follow crypto-related folk, mostly, like 99%. So unless I see it in my timeline, it doesn't exist because I don't watch TV. I would love for Trump to get on board. ETH equals deep state money. Preach! You heard it first from Workus. Thank you, family. But anyways, fam, we now got 530 people on the stream. Keep the pump the likes to help pump the stream so we can keep pumping the price. Bitcoin's still holding above 40,000, which is a beautiful thing. But now let's dive into our feature story of the day and discuss this $500,000 Bitcoin price prediction, shall we? You should be able to see my screen here in a second. Just give me a second. Boom, here we go. I'm going to start the headline, unveiling Bitcoin $500,000 journey in the long term, meaning not tomorrow, family. So just FYI. But I want to start with this tweet. I think this was last week by Ash Crypto Real. He says, Bitcoin is going to 500,000 after the spot ETF approval. Here is the evidence. When gold ETF was approved, its market cap was around 2 trillion. After the ETF, gold saw huge inflows of liquidity and reached 16 trillion in a few years. Don't forget, gold supply is not fixed. We are always finding new gold. If it was a fixed supply, gold would be way higher. Good point. So to put that into perspective, gold is relatively scarce, but it's not true scarcity. There's nothing with more true scarcity than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has a set finite limited supply at 21 million, meaning every year they will find more gold, and that's never going to stop. So can't really compare the two. You know what I mean? Now, as of today, the Bitcoin market cap, roughly 840 billion, and if Bitcoin reaches even half of the gold market cap, which is 8 trillion in the coming years, it'll push the price of Bitcoin to 500,000 per coin in the coming years. That's more than 10x from the current price. You might think 8 trillion is a lot. Well, here's some perspective. Global stock market, 109 trillion, fam. The global bond market, 133 trillion. Gold today, almost 14 trillion, even higher than I anticipated. Bitcoin will not only get the market cap from gold, it will also get the market cap from stocks, bonds, everything. So our 8 trillion target is not hard. Now we have trillion-dollar companies shilling Bitcoin for us with ads. Facts. Institutions are finally here and trillions are coming into crypto, boys. Remember, this is a long-term target. This won't happen overnight. So be patient and also don't panic about the short-term drops and don't get shaken out. You will become a first crypto millionaire in your family. So just hold tight, research and believe in yourself. 100% with him on that. Now, someone responded to him. Bitcoin set to soar to 500,000 post-spot ETF approval. Evidence suggests a parallel with the gold ETF, which saw a market cap spike from 2 trillion to 16 trillion after the approval. With Bitcoin's current 840 billion market cap, reaching even half of gold's 8 trillion market cap would drive Bitcoin to 500,000, marking a 10x increase. Long-term vision, considering the massive global markets, trillions can flow into crypto. Patience is key. This journey won't happen overnight. Hold tight, stay informed, and become a crypto trailblazer. for your family. That's right. And keep stacking that generational wealth, if you know what I mean. So let's get to the headline here for this story. Unlocking the historical parallel, gold's ETF, meteoric rise. The approval of the gold ETF marked the transformative movement in financial history, catapulting its market cap from $2 trillion to an astonishing $16 trillion. And as I just shared in this that thread I just read to you. So just as gold experienced an unprecedented surge in liquidity post-approval, so Bitcoin investors are now speculating whether a similar trajectory awaits for the king crypto. What are your thoughts? And check out the chart right here. I mean, the numbers don't lie. You can see from 1980, gold had a 300% growth. What is that? How many years? 44 years? Holy moly. But anyways, that's still 300% growth. And then it shows you the gold ETF was actually introduced that line before it actually went parabolic. So right after the ETF was introduced for gold, as you can see, is where you had that massive ascending parabolic run up. And then for Bitcoin, you can see below the gold ETF line, which is in the blue, and Bitcoin is with the red and the green bars on the bottom. And then you can see where we're currently at with the arrow, where the Bitcoin ETF was just introduced, and you can see where we're trending. And if we hit that $8 trillion market cap, he believes we're going to be valued at $500,000 per coin in USD. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that prediction. Now, currently, Bitcoin boasts 840 billion as far as market cap. So his prediction hinges on the idea that it could reach even half of gold's market cap. I personally think it will eclipse it altogether. So half, easy peasy, send it, which stands at 8 trillion. And in the coming years, crypto could potentially surge to 500K, referring to the king. So this projection implies more than a 10-fold increase from the current value. Skeptics might question the feasibility of such a target, but he argues in the context of the global financial markets, where the global stock market is valued at 109 trillion. And I think collectively, the total addressable market in the world of all assets is north of 700 trillion. I've heard both Max Kaiser and Michael Saylor say that. And it could even be potentially higher if you add up everything. And Bitcoin is coming for it, family. So Bitcoin poised to capture value from every corner of the market, asserting that Bitcoin won't just absorb the market cap of gold, it'll draw value from stocks, bonds, and every financial avenue. Agree? Do you guys agree? So with trillion-dollar companies endorsing Bitcoin through advertisements, which they're currently doing, and institutional investors finally entering the crypto sphere, the path to an 8 trillion market cap seems quite plausible. I'd say easy peasy. And in charting the path to Bitcoin's potential 500,000 valuation, he also underscores the paramount importance of adopting a long-term perspective. I do think this is important as well. If you're in this for the short term, maybe it's not the best vehicle for you, because this is not a casino with Bitcoin and holding it long term. Maybe trading with derivatives and longing and shorting and playing that game is. However, also very risky. Most people trading with leverage are most likely to get wrecked. But if you're in this for the long haul and you can just stack some Bitcoin and hold it for at least 2 cycles, you're mathematically guaranteed to increase your purchasing power versus the US dollar. Just like the US dollar is mathematically guaranteed to lose its purchasing power because they're going to continue to print. Whereas Bitcoin has a finite limited supply, scarcity, family. That's what this is all about. And nothing can compare to Bitcoin as a store of value. Bitcoin is the ultimate store of value because there isn't another form of money in existence with a finite limited supply. There isn't another commodity in existence with a finite limited supply. They can find more of virtually anything except Bitcoin, family. So keep that in mind. So within the crypto community, a diverse spectrum of opinions emerges in response to this prediction for 500 Gs. I think a 10x surge is a given, but the $1 million question becomes, by what year? Is that going to happen this cycle? Probably not. Is it possible? Oh yeah. I've shared predictions from Samson Mao that Bitcoin can run up to $1 million in a matter of weeks or days. It can happen. We're not saying that's the most likely scenario, but you got to keep your mind open because anything is possible, and you can't put a roof on Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Some people, I think in the other show, the other day, someone told me something crazy like, yo, Bitcoin will never pass 500,000. It's like, why would you think the most hardest asset on the planet is going to be capped when there's a finite limit? It makes no sense. This guy wrote, laughing my frickin' butt off, man, do you click your brain what's instantaneous settlement means with tokenized securities on DLT? It will not take until 2025, but you're extending it what you think of the point instantaneous settlement. So he's ultimately saying that's 500,000 prediction is going to happen in 2024. There's other analysts who would agree, and there's some analysts who would argue. Conclusion, his tweet reveals a captivating narrative of Bitcoin's potential journey to 500 Gs. Therefore, he draws inspiration from historical parallels to the dynamics of global financial markets. But first and foremost, what are your thoughts, family? $500,000 Bitcoin by the year, fill in the blank. Let me know. When we most likely to hit 500,000. JV's prediction, that can happen this cycle in 2025, but that would be the bull scenario. If it doesn't happen this cycle, you bet your bottom dollar it will happen next cycle. That's what I say. In fact, I think Bitcoin is most likely to hit $1 million post 2028 halving. I think by the year 2029, we can see Cathie Wood's $1 million price prediction she's been calling for a while. In fact, she more recently upped the ante and said it's going to be 1.5 million bullish scenario by 2030. But what are your thoughts? Let me know. I'm going to read some of these comments out loud. Pump the likes to pump the stream. I appreciate you. Early show today. Early bird catches the worm. Next cycle, says Supa. Send it. I don't mind waiting. I could wait another, what is that? Another 4 or 5 years? No problem. I'm as patient as they come. I've been doing this podcast for 5 years. Another 5 years, JV will have millions of subs. Bitcoin will be $1 million. Let's go. I think it's more like 225 this cycle. Very realistic. Very realistic there. I mean, worst case scenario, Bitcoin may only go to 100,000 this cycle. I don't think that's a probable outcome, but it can happen. We hit a new all-time high. Some black swan event occurs and we're doomed again. And Bankman-Fried continues selling Bitcoin from a prison cell, crashing the market. And we're just dumbfounded. Like, what's going on? Can happen. However, I don't think that's probable. In 9 months, we'll be at 75 Gs. I dig it. I mean, 75. I personally, though, I do think we'll hit 100,000 this year. I think easy. 200,000 is bearish. The cycle after the ETF launch will half a gold's assets under management in 2 weeks. Quick. Yeah. That's what people don't realize. When Bitcoin runs, we can go from 50,000 to 200,000 in 2 weeks. The hype is real when that FOMO kicks in. You guys saw it. 2021, we were 16,000 within, I don't remember the exact time frame. I don't have the chart in front of me, but like within 60 days, 16,000 to 69,000. So if Bitcoin can shoot up $40,000 in a matter of 60 days, whatever the exact amount was, I don't know. But if it can do that, just imagine what else it can do, right? Especially catching people off guard. Max Payne. What will happen to crypto if the Earth hit a massive solar storm burning our grid? I mean, more than likely, most of you would be dead. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I mean, what would happen if half the population dropped dead from something they were coerced into their body back in 2020, 2021? What would happen to the Bitcoin price? I'd be more concerned about your life than the Bitcoin price at that point, family. ETH has no maximum supply, correct? Thus can easily be manipulated by consensus, aka JP Morgan facts. No argument. At that point, Camacho, who cares? Exactly. Exactly. This dip is completely unexpected. Many big holders have to sell. And it's like, I like the theory from Samson Mao of Max Payne, because typically that's what plays out. The market likes to orchestrate Max Payne. Spit it, JB. Cheers, Tiger. Bitcoin pumps. Have you been putting dating insurance in play? Each partner puts in 1 Bitcoin, and whoever leaves first loses the insurance. I never heard of that concept, Dankness. Dating insurance. That's interesting. Interesting. I'd love to be alive. You can't kill me. I'm like a cockroach. Gary, man, this guy. You can't kill him. Welcome, Mr. Gensler. I mean, without fail, every episode, Gensler jumps in here. If you have any insights for the Ethereum ETF, will they start being approved in May, Gary? Let me know. Curious if you can share the pod. We are live though, Gary. I got to keep it 100. JV flirting with demonetization again. Yeah, I got to be very selective in the words I say, you know? You caught me. 8 to 10 years, 1 million. Send it. Oh, Gilly. 10x my name. Let's go. I like 10x. Personally, as someone who sets goals as an entrepreneur, like I love 10x. Like 10x is always the goal. Like 10x this channel. Subscribers are close to 70,000. We'll probably hit 70,000 this week. 10x would be 700,000. Bitcoin 10x, 400,000. Simple math, easy and attainable. And it's realistic. How many times is Bitcoin 10x? Over and over and over and over and over again, right? So 10x is always very realistic. And if we 10x twice, we're $1 million. Tika Tawari says it'll happen this month. Wow. And Tika probably has some insights. Tika is the one who blew the whistle on JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, that he was purchasing up over $400,000 worth of Bitcoin for his trading desk when he was making the rounds, fighting it, saying it's equivalent to a pet rock. Bitcoin's a pet rock. If any of my employees get caught selling that crap, they're fired. Same week, he was purchasing 400 million worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, 20x is doable. 100%. Bitcoin's going to 100x from here. It's just not going to happen this cycle. Next cycle, a few more. Who cares? We're not going anywhere. We ride here. You know what I mean? Shout out DMX. I got insight for ETH infinite, so zero. Gary figured the SEC can't control Bitcoin. He wants to control Bitcoin within the system. That's why they approved 11 ETPs. Well, according to Gary's own words, he only approved it because he was forced to, because the Grayscale lawsuit forced their hand. That's according to him on why he approved it. He said, we weren't planning on it. We didn't want to. We don't believe in it. We think it's only used by fraudsters and for illicit activities. However, we had to because we lost the lawsuit. And I'm Gary. No one lives forever. Well, it's a perspective thing because the soul does live forever and it cannot be destroyed. And I tend to believe that we're spiritual beings, first and foremost, having a human experience. So therefore, we do live forever, but not in the physical body, not in the physical flesh. The physical flesh is very limited and very temporary. 2030, 1 milli, I dig it. 10x viewers, possible if crypto goes mainstream and the average people really follow it. 100%. Well, my subscribers will grow with the price because anytime we pump, you know what I mean? We had the news of the ETF, but the show did 53 or 55,000 views, right? So, and I experienced last cycle, I think my channel went from 3,000 subs to 50,000, felt like overnight. So I know now we'll go from 70,000 to several 100,000 this cycle, like easy. Easy, especially when we enter price discovery mode and people are on the pump watch and there's 100,000 people watching the price pump. Mark my words. That's Tika. He blew the whistle. Yep. Tika's a good man. Good insights. Will the real Gary Gensler please stand up? Please stand up. Shout out JB, another great show. Thank you, man. The stream's going on now. 1 hour, 17 minutes. Appreciate it, fam. Appreciate the support, Raziel. Eternal, before and after. Rick and Morty, future with Bitcoin. Same soul, new form. There you go. Bitcoin is not going to the moon. It's leaving the Milky Way galaxy. Andromeda. You need to get your 100,000 plaque. You're way overdue. Thank you. Dankness, I think I should reach out to YouTube support. Just say send it now. So you don't got to bother sending it later. And might as well send me the 1 million subscriber plaque. I obviously can't hang it on the mirrors behind me. But maybe we can put it right there. Above the sound panels. Something like that. What do you guys think? Holla. She speaks like an uptight dentist from Delaware. Who are you referring to there, Alfredo? Bitcoin is not going... Yeah. Yeah, it's a 5 million path, 32 pathway. Word up, family. Nipsey's stretching. Oh, so Jack Mallers I didn't watch it yet, but I saw a lot of people share it. He was just on mainstream news and talking about Bitcoin, and they brought up Jamie Dimon and something referenced. I can't say it on YouTube, actually. But Jack Mallers goes in on Jamie Dimon, apparently, and we're going to be doing a JV Reacts to the new Jack Mallers interview, basically about Jamie Dimon and Bitcoin, and you guys are probably going to want to check it out. So in a few moments, we're going to head on over to Rumble and do the JV Reacts exclusively there. So if you don't know now, you know. I'm looking forward to it. And also, I have a new Kathy Wood clip, brand new on the news. Her sharing some insight. So brand new Kathy Wood, brand new Jack Mallers, JV Reacts on Rumble here in a few minutes. Yes, that's the term cough. I just don't want to verbally say it in case that triggers something on the tube. 100%. Tons of altcoins are dead and dying. 100% true. How many altcoins are there now? Raven, welcome family. That's so Raven. And Yaller, thanks for the sub, family. Every sub counts. Jamie the banker to precisely that person. And we ain't talking Gilligan's Island. Kathy doesn't return my calls. Thomas, I'll reach out to her. Nipsey says hello, family. The Nippinator. I wonder why Kathy wouldn't return your calls, though. Grayscale selling more. Well, we're still above 40,000, so let's see if 40 holds this time. It's all going down at the same time. I would buy at 19,350. That's pretty low. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to what? You already know. Cheers, Frank the Tank. D-Gen. How about, remember the Bernstein Bears? Instead of the banker we're talking about, I'll just change it to Bernstein's Island so I can't get demonetized. Do y'all have altcoin bags? Ask Dub Proof. Is your YouTube anti-Semitic? No hate towards any groups or none of that. The cool thing about Bitcoin, it unites people, don't divide them. So we're uniting humanity, people that believe in some of the things we believe in, some of the concepts like freedom, sovereignty, liberty, things of that nature. We want to bring people together, stop dividing the people. That's the government's job because it's easier to control a divided race. You ever heard the term divide and conquer? Got a time machine? Well, if you had a time machine, I think you go back when Bitcoin was a penny versus 19,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bade, thanks for subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. We greatly appreciate the support. Cheers. Let's go. Bernstein Island. You got it, Melda. I can say that. I should be okay. Chase branches are expanding in all 48 states. JP Morgan is the AP for BlackRock. Do you think Chase branch will offer crypto anytime soon? Eventually, they'll have to. However, I think even when they are offering it, Jamie will still be fighting it. And nothing new under the sun. However, as Buddha once said, there's 3 things that cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And Bitcoin is the truth. If Saudis are getting in now, this is the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we here. You know what I mean?
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
Crypto news alerts, and you'll see the live stream. We're going to be reacting to the new Jack Mallers, basically calling out Jamie Dimon for doing what he does. And also a brand new Kathy Wood clip. You're not going to want to miss it. Head on over right now, uncensored version of the show. And I'll be back this evening as well for the premiere from today's episode. See you shortly, family. JV out on YouTube. Head on over to Rumble. See you on Rumble. All right. YouTube stream is over. Give me a second, Rumble fam. Switch things up. Bada boom, bada bing. Make sure to drop a comment. It helps.